Beerzerker, how's it going, y'all? Guess what? We're doing a wine tonight. Doing the Wolftrap. So they want a sticker there. That's Platter's South African Wine Guide. Winery of the Year, okay? It is Syrah Mourvedre Viognier. 2011, 14.5%. Okay, so top up here. It's hard for me to do these because I gotta drink them before they go south. You know what I mean? And every bottle, every bottle. When did all these wines become like almost 15%? It's hard enough for me to try and drink these. Oh yeah, beauty. Okay, and the finish of that smell, you are getting isopropyl, like some serious alcohol. Before that, you're getting some leathery, fruity type, some red fruit, and some leather, a little bit of shoe polish, maybe, you know. Yeah, shoe polish should be a good reference there. Combination of the leatheriness and the alcohol. By the end of the smell, by the time you get the fruit in that and you keep swirling, by the end of it, it's just straight moonshine, straight isopropyl, right? Mm. Wham! Wow. It's a powerful wine. Um, you know, it's a cool blend. Um, so as for the color shot on the rim, you get the bubbles. It is a slight purple, a bit of burgundy. It's like a lilac slash burgundy. Just looks red like this. If you get some bubbles in there, you get more purple going on. Smells and tastes a little bit like beef steak, rib steak, like a ribeye. The fat from a ribeye, a nice marbled, heavy, nice, just falling apart ribeye, like a real nice cut. In the corner of the pan, you're getting that kind of a clear yellowy type oil, like the oil that's coming out of the beef, and it's kind of deep frying in the corner of the pan. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you want to pair this with. This is a wine that you should be having with rib steak. You can get it with a T-bone. That's hard. I got a great supplier of steaks. Alberta beef, you know. But you've got a nice supply of rib steaks. Not the silage-fed crap. I mean a nice grass-fed, barley-fed rib steak. Man, perfect. That's what you want to eat it with. Other red meats might be okay with this one too, but you gotta have this with beef rib steak. Mm. Oh, you're getting some choke cherry syrup in the middle. You get that choke cherry dryness, maybe a little bit of slight pomegranate, a little bit of the raspberry edge, like the syrup. You're getting a little bit of the syrup association here. Choke cherry syrup. I don't know if you've had that. That might be. We got a lot of choke cherries around here. Great dryness through the middle. Great tannins coming alive there. Breathe in. Whew. This really. It's not a really explosive wine. It's not the most explosive wine, but the more I'm letting this breathe, about on my fourth glass here. Just trying to really, get into this wine. Uh, mm, it's a great red wine. It's a $14 bottle of wine. Like I say, get a bit of fruit at the beginning. It starts a little bit elusive. Getting um, some fruity type flavors. The finish is just dry, tannins, a little bit of leatheriness, a little bit of the beef fat, making your mouth water, a little bit of yeah, just a great greasy beef fat. A little bit of pepperiness, a little bit of spiciness. You put some air through it off the start. It is heavy. The alcohol are really penetrating your tongue here. The alcohol vapor is really doing a lot for the flavor. It's a big, bold, beefy wine. Got some excellent smoothness to it though. If you're not pushing air through it, you're just sipping it. It is like silk. It's like butter. It's like custard. Um, it's and then you get that choke cherry syrup, the dryness, kind of like a pomegranate syrup or a raspberry sundae. I'm getting a lot of milkshake texture, a lot of ice cream sundae, like raspberry sundae, milkshake, like choke cherry syrup on there, because it's so smooth in a way for a wine that's this jacked with alcohol and this heavy. It goes down like butter. It's just silky. Well, it's quite unique. Um, I really have to look for something to complain about. I would say a little bit of extended dryness through the middle, where you're getting a lack of maybe a real fruity flavor, or but that's just part of red wine. I mean, there's generally what I would refer to as a tannin or a tannin type acid break. Um, you're getting a nice dry break, but that is kind of where you are still getting a little bit of residual fruitiness. Would be the choke cherry associations, the pomegranate, the dryness. Um, that's just a great part of red wine. I tried it with pasta, rigatoni, tomato sauce with vegetables, and a whole whack of ground beef in it, alongside a great salad with kale, romaine, uh, carrots, celery, and horseradish, the grainy mustard, the Dijon with the whole grains, olive oil, balsamic vinegar dressing. It wasn't quite heavy enough. I mean, it really needed that slab of greasy, fatty, well marbled rib steak. It has to have that if you're gonna pair it with food. It's a great wine on its own. Next to next to pasta with the tomato sauce and the ground beef, you thought, well, that's a great that should go quite well with a heavy red. But I mean, it really needed the heavy. I don't know if it goes so great with lamb. It might. I mean, that may be something you want to try. But I mean, rib steak. That's it. T-bone, a little too tough. You got to have that falling apart, that beauty, that triple A grade prime rib steak. That's what this wine is. With that, I mean, it's gonna be mind bending. Otherwise, I prefer it on its own. I mean, if it didn't do with ground beef and pasta and tomato sauce, I mean, it has to have that nice slab of just greasy beef. Just a suggestion. Well, I'm gonna call it this is a 90-point wine. It's a little bit flat in the finish. It's a little bit milky in the finish, but there's a lot of really amazing parts to this wine. It is definitely one of the better wines that you can get for $14. Absolutely pick it up. on steak night. I mean, get her. You got to get this wine. Like I said, let's call it a 90. I call it a 9 out of 10. You know, uh, generally I go to 11, but on the wines I might start to go to 10. It's easier because everyone else goes out of 100, right? So, you know, a thumb and 3/4 up. I mean, this is a fabulous wine. 13, $14. Buy it, buy it, buy it. I think I covered everything. The main residual things in my brain are beef fat in the aroma and in the flavor. We're getting rib steak fat. We're getting choke cherry syrup, a choke cherry type dryness, long dryness, a milky type raspberry sundae, a little bit of pomegranates in the flavor. You know, it's like because it's like kind of a milkshake. It's kind of just so smooth. Like it reminds you of a milkshake when you drink it. Like on the way down, it's just so smooth. And then great tannin through the middle. A little bit of the oak. You can taste a little bit of the oak, and it's kind of like that oaky vanilla going on. And in the back is kind of a really nice treat that really kicks it up a notch. Um, I believe the Viognier is a white wine. I think that that might be adding a little element of the kind of the fruity flavors. You know, might be helping out the fruit flavors a little bit, making it a little bit more mysterious. This is a blend, right? Three-way blend, so uh, it's dodgy, right? So, 2011, pick her up. I don't think there's anything here. I want to recount a little bit of shoe polish, a lot of isopropyl, a lot of alcohol. But all those things considered, how smooth and unintrusive it can be, in a lot of ways, it is a sleeper. It's considering everything that's going on here, this is a very smooth wine. Great wine. It is not as explosive as one might think. You really had to put air through it to make it scream like a banshee. So, um, great, really cool. Gotta do beef rib steak. Gotta do it. Beerzerker. I'm out.